Hey, what's going on? Just came out the grocery store, heading back home. And once I get there, I got work to do. So I'm gonna hit this video up real quick on my way. Man, so Anthony Joshua seems to be having issues. He made a couple of comments. He had some kind of meeting type of thing. It was like with a mayor or whatever down in the UK. And I'm on the street, and he's pretty much was talking about, basically, kind of like going back to your community and building your community back up. Investing into your community. And I guess then later on he also read something later on that somebody else I guess wrote, and that people didn't take very kindly to the words that were in whatever it is that he wrote. I guess in there is talking about building those communities again, but also that don't buy from them, I guess. Don't buy from them. And I guess some people took that in a negative way or whatever. When he's basically talking about let's invest in our community, so we can build up our communities. And they didn't take lightly to that. And his fans have been getting on him. They've been putting out petitions. His promoters apologizing for what he said. Eddie Hearn, because it's become such a big thing. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what his reaction is to that and how he moves forward. Because when it comes to these type of issues, he's never spoken up. He's always been quiet about everything. When Barry Hearn made his comments about what he was a master, slave type. He felt like he was a slave type master back in the day when he had full control of the fighters. They did what he wanted them to do, when they wanted him to do. When he said fight, they fought. He didn't have to pay him as much. But now he has to call this guy Mr. Dillian Whyte. I have to call him Mr. Dillian Whyte now. Anthony Joshua had really nothing to say when it came to those comments. When Deontay Wilder was having talking with a commentator, and the commentator was talking about how about keep talking about your people and things that they've gone through, and this guy was was black himself, was a black American. Ironically, his mother was a Black Panther, yet he's over here you said that your people go through, and trying to separate himself from the situation because he likes to try to stay safe. Reporter, he likes to stay very safe with the things that he says and how he moves. And Wilder's like, no, your people too. What do you mean my people? Your people too. That we've been going through this stuff from back then all the way to this day. In a very powerful moment, filled with a whole lot of emotion. When you can see that pain in his eyes, see that pain in his face, because he's speaking some major truth, be from the life that he's lived, the things that he's seen, and the things that he knows that his parents went through and his great-grandparents went through, especially living in a state of like Alabama, of all places. It's right up in your face. Big time. And Anthony Joshua made fun of that. It was comical to him. So I know in the UK they also have certain issues when it comes to, even with the boxing, you have certain reporters that are not allowed in those places. This ironically happen to all be black, but they're not allowed in those in the fights. They're not allowed them. He's never spoken anything about that. Reporters who speak about the things that's going on in the UK and in the boxing scene over there, and the discriminations or whatever it is that goes on over there. He's never spoken up for them, pushed for them to be like, why isn't this person, that person not being there? Why are they not here? They should be here. Never pushed for it. So it's never been his zone. So since it's never been his zone, obviously people don't know, I guess, that if you quote feel it that particular way, and they're drawn towards you. A lot of the Eddie Hearn fans being playing the good old boy, and you're hanging with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn is pushing everything for you. Staying very politically correct with everything that you're saying you do. You're supporting going to a country, because we can't speak because we're up there too, but you know, going to another country where, you know, human rights violations is super high to do your fight, and just closing your eyes to the things that's going on in that particular country as well. So, and with the things that they're doing in the surrounding regions to people, so what? Let's go there and get this bread. Go there for vacation all the time, hanging out and everything, while they're doing all this disparaging things to the you know, community around them and to the people in their own country as well. So he's never been this, I get, you know what I mean? He's never spoke up. He's never tried to do this, because why are you talking about building things down? You should have been done that. You've had this money. Why haven't you invested in your community and built these centers or whatever it is that you're talking about? Why haven't you done all that? Why haven't you been pushing that initiative? Why is it now? Now that it seems like it's cool, people are just jumping out the woodwork. All of a sudden, Mayweather's all this. All of a sudden, Kanye West is all this. Now, all of a sudden, Tim Bradley and Andre Ward want to speak about all this. And now, Anthony Joshua speaking like this. So his fans are taken aback by it. They're like, what is this? Like, whoa. You know, talking about they're not going to pay for his pay-per-views anymore. They're not going to watch his fights anymore. They're not going to support him anymore. You know, they're calling for boycotts of him. You know? And this particular Anthony Joshua, by the way, that they show now, I think that is the real Anthony Joshua. I think the Anthony Joshua that he portrays and he puts out there all the time is a front. It's an image that he wants to put out there, that he puts out there. I don't think it's really him. It's kind of like Oscar De La Hoya used to sit there with the smiley face, his clean cut, you know, yet he's using cocaine in his off time, yet he's, you know, using liquor, getting high, doing all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, doing criminal things to women, all this other crazy stuff. You know, but you got that image they showed him though, especially then back then when there's no social media and stuff like that, whatever, just, you know, clean, you know, the clean boy. Floyd Mayweather, he's the bad guy, you know, he's the bad boy. You know, Oscar De La Hoya, he's a clean boy. No one wants to talk about what he did in Mexico to that young girl. No one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about the spatulas. No one wants to talk about none of that stuff. But it's all good. You know what I mean? So has put this portrayal out of who he, quote, is. And that drew a lot of fans to him. You know? And so now that if he continues in his path, will he? Because now you're in a space, moving into a space where you receive a lot of backlash. You're moving into a space where you got a lot to lose. You know, like Wilder's been doing this whole time. Even before he's been making the money that he was right now. Risking it all. Because of what he believed in. Like the Alis did back in the day, like the who else, like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars did back in the day. You know, the Russells did back in the day. You know, Abdul Rauf's did back in the day, sacrificing millions off of their beliefs. You know, so the question becomes, is he going to continue pushing that issue? You know, is he willing to have that black hat where people are like, you know, what are you doing? And not care about what others are speaking about him and truly just care about his community and the things that they're going through and the pain that they're going through and the strifes that they got to deal with. You know, is he going to do that and risk his money and put himself into a space where some people love him and others hate him? Is he going to do that? Or is he going to go back, apologize, you know, and get back in line? It'll be real interesting the next couple of months to see what route he takes. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.